Gourmet food is taking the internet by storm. So much so that people are willing to pay over $100 for a normal meal. But I honestly don't think gourmet food is that special. So that's why in this video, I'm going to be turning 3 popular foods gourmet. Starting with cup of noodles. And I'm gonna be honest, on its own, it doesn't taste very good. So that's why we're gonna make it gourmet. Now, normally I'd cook this with water, but we're making it gourmet, so we have to boil it. All right, let's open the cup of noodles. All right, here's our pot. And now we just gotta wait for this to boil. And while that's boiling, let's prepare some of our toppings. Okay, since all of our ingredients are ready, let's go cook the ramen. All right, the water's boiling. Let's put in the ramen. Okay, the ramen's done, so I'm gonna get a bowl and let's pour it in. Oh, shoot. Okay, I didn't really account for how much water there was gonna be, so a lot of it actually ended up spilling. But anyways, here's our finished ramen. But now it's time for the most important step in making gourmet food, which is plating it. All right, so let's sprinkle some of our green onion on here. That should be good. All right, now let's put on our meat. All right, time for our seaweed. And now for the finishing touch, let's put on some boiled eggs. And to be honest, I can't even really tell that this is ramen anymore, but let's move on to the most important thing, which is taste. All right, I'm just gonna mix it together so that I can actually get a good bite. All right, moment of truth, how will this taste? Okay, as I expected, it's really good. And I definitely eat this over any regular ramen. So I'm gonna give the gourmet ramen a 7 out of 10. And for our next gourmet food, we have Kraft mac and cheese. All right, let's put in our macaroni. And now we wait for it to cook. All right, the macaroni is done cooking. All right, let's put in some milk and some butter. Dude, this literally looks radioactive, but it smells really good, so I need to trust the process. And now that we're done with the actual cooking, let's prepare the toppings. Okay, my cutting skills definitely aren't the best, but it'll work anyway. I'm not gonna lie, this smells really good. All right, now we'll transfer this to a bowl. All right, now let's make it gourmet. Wow, look at this. All right, here is our gourmet dish, and now let's try it. Oh my gosh, this tastes absolutely incredible. So I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. And for our final gourmet recipe, we're making some popcorn. All right, let's pour this into a bowl, and then let's pour our chocolate. And now we have to melt it. That was a cool transition, wasn't it? Anyways, now we have to drizzle our chocolate over the popcorn. Oh my gosh. Yo. Dude, that looks absolutely crazy. Oh my gosh. All right, next we're gonna melt some caramel. Oh, I just missed. All right, let's make sure some of this caramel gets on here. I honestly don't think I melted this caramel for long enough, but it'll probably be fine. Oh my gosh, this is hardening really fast. All right, next we're gonna sprinkle some cinnamon over this. All right, lastly, we're just gonna crush up some of these pretzels. All right, it's time for the grand reveal in 3, 2, 1. Oh, yo, that actually looks so good, bro. All right, our last gourmet food, let's try it. Oh my gosh. God, this is actually so good. All right, and our final gourmet food gets a 10 out of 10. Oh, I caught it. Well, in conclusion, gourmet food is definitely better than regular food. But honestly, just make it yourself, because otherwise it'll cost like $500. Subscribe.